Hello, welcome back to a series of bad decisions. It's 8:41 in the morning. I've been up since 5 because of reasons that I got 4 hours of sleep, leave me alone. And today we're going to talk about something that I don't think a lot of people are aware of or even really think about, which is the difference between Jew jokes and Jewish jokes. Okay, so let's define our terms. What's a Jew joke? Jew joke. Noun. A joke made about Jewish people by non-Jews for the amusement of other non-Jews. Example. A Jew with an erection runs into a wall. That example has haunted me since I learned it from my first boyfriend when I was 17. Our relationship didn't last very long. Surprisingly, that joke is not why we broke up. Jewish joke. Noun. A joke made about aspects of Jewish life by Jews for Jews. Example. There are 3 rabbis and debating a piece of Torah. Two of them are arguing for one interpretation. The third believes that he's firmly correct in another. So the third one says, I know that, you two are I'm always like in the wrong, but this time I know I'm right. Hashem, God, send a sign so that they will listen to me and know that I'm right. And there is a crack of thunder. The other two say, it could be a coincidence. The sky's clear, but it could be a coincidence. So he says, again, Hashem, God, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you send another sign so that they'll believe me? And there is lightning. Also, the sky is so clear. And the other two say, it could be a coincidence. He says, Hashem, God, one last time, please, send them a sign that they cannot brush off so that they know that I am correct in this argument. And a great voice comes down from the heavens and says, he is correct. And the other two look at each other and they look at their friend and they say, it's still 2-1. I love that joke. You could see the difference between these two, I hope. If you can't, the difference is that one is anti-Semitic, mocking Jewish people based on harmful stereotypes, and generally untrue ones, because the biggest nose I've ever seen was on a Roman Catholic boy. The other is a proud display of one of our favorite traits as a people, one of my favorite traits of the Jewish people. Others may and will beg to differ, that we will argue with anyone, including God. B'nai Israel, the children of Israel, one of the words for the Jewish people. Do you know what that means? Do you know what Israel means? It comes from, I think it was Jacob. Sorry, the Hebrew name is Yaakov, and I learned them all in Hebrew. When he was wrestling in that story, when he was, out in the desert, and he came across a stranger, and the stranger, he went, for reasons I don't recall, he wound up fighting and wrestling with the stranger until sunup, and they fought to a standstill, and at dawn, it is revealed that this stranger is no human, but an angel. And since in Judaism, angels don't have free will and are, in essence, extensions of God, he basically got into a wrestling match with God and didn't lose. Yisrael, means he who wrestles with God. So basically, we're calling ourselves the children of the guy who fought God. And I love that. And also now we don't eat a certain cut of beef because it has the sciatic nerve, which is very difficult to remove, and it tends to be more, and removing it tends to be more expensive than it's worth, because Jacob injured his hip in that wrestling match, and because that's a thing we do, is we just don't eat cow hips because Jacob hurt his hip fighting God. It's a ridiculous thing. My point is, this is what we are. And this really tells you everything you need to know about how Jews and our culture is. We live, I'm getting off topic. The point remains, there are Jew jokes, and there are Jewish jokes. And the Jew jokes are made at our expense. And the Jewish jokes are made for amusement. You see what I'm saying? If you enjoyed this video, check out more content in the links in the description below for the Dungeon Bad Decisions Discord server, and my blog where I post quotes, anecdotes, and photos from the tabletop games I play in at thedungeonofbadDecisions.tumblr.com, and to support my Patreon. Special thanks again to Crunchy Chompy for being a Game Master's Nightmare, and to Polygon and Tark for being average adventurers. Click here to check out the rest of the series, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Roll 20s, y'all!